Searching for topics is the most biggest headache for us creators, right? But we don't need to search for topics. It's there, it's in front of us. Your title, your description, and your keywords should match. If you're going to make a video on how to make a chocolate cake, it should be on your title, your description, and your keywords.
Do you ever want to grow your YouTube channel and you're always struggling, or you don't know the tips and tricks, or you've seen tons of videos but nothing seems to work? Then today's masterclass is for you. So make sure to watch this till the end. And hello everyone, for all those who have just joined in, my name is Abhay Valsankar. I'm a confidence coach and I bring in different guest speakers from now on to add value to your life. And today's session is based on a YouTube masterclass. And with me, I have someone who's a personal development trainer. She's a coach, she's a mentor, but more than anything else, being a musician also, she's a wonderful human being. So our guest for today is none other than Kartika Nair, who runs a channel called as Synchro Shakti. So hi Kartika, how are you? All good?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me here. It's truly an honor.
Absolutely great. Happy Guru Purnima to you too. So let me quickly give you a little background about how do I know Kartika. So we met at an event which was in December last year, which was a training event, and that is when we got to know each other a lot more. And that is when I was, mesmerized by the amount of energy she carries, the amount of depth and knowledge that she has, and how much she really wants to care for people, be it their mental health or be it giving them confidence and boosting them up. And that's why she runs a channel called as Synchro Shakti, about which she'll be talking a little with us. So I would encourage all of you to go ahead and watch this till the end. And if you are live and you can hear us and you can see us, then please go ahead and type ready in the comment box so I know that you are ready with us. So on that note, Kartika, I welcome you once again. So please go ahead, just tell us a little about yourself first, and how does this Synchro Shakti tune in to your life?
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. It's a joy. Like Abhay said, my name is Kartika and I run a company. The company itself is called Synchro Shakti, and under that, there's a lot of training, a lot of coaching, a lot of YouTube, music, all that put together, and it's geared towards empowerment of people. So I actually prepared a presentation to kind of walk you through my journey and to teach you a little bit about YouTube. Just to kind of give a little bit of credibility, I've been in the YouTube space since 2011. So it's been nearly a decade in which I've kind of done a lot, and also learned a lot and fallen and kind of figured my way up. And so to save you a decade worth of time and energy and learning stuff, I just want to tell you everything that I know today as a service to you
Absolutely.
guys. Those of you who have a bigger message to put out in the world, I hope you take today's masterclass and really take action on what you're learning. So is it okay if I share my screen right now?
Yes, please go ahead. And I'll also tell all the viewers here who have just joined in, we have Varun, Madhuri, Rashmita, Arshit, Gayatri. Thank you so much for all tuning in. So here's something which I would love to share with you. When I met Kartika, this was in Chennai where we met. And at that point was a time, if I'm not wrong, when you received your silver button, right? When you received
Yeah,
your
yeah.
silver button for YouTube. And she came in saying, I've crossed this mark, I've got a silver button. And for the first time in life, I personally knew someone who has done this. And I was like, अच्छा मेरे को पता है कोई ऐसा जिसने achieve किया है. And that's when I realized, she's one amongst us. And if she can do it, then she can rightly guide us also to go ahead and do it. Don't you think, Kartika, that's possible for all of us who are tuned in today to watch this masterclass? Absolutely great. So,
100%. Yeah.
and that's exactly what we look forward to. So please go ahead and you can share your screen.
Okay, so hi guys, lovely to see you guys. So I'm just going to share my screen, and there's going to be a few things I want to share beforehand. So firstly, I want to just tell you about my story and my guide. Basically my history is. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, fine. So who am I and what is my journey? So let me just kind of bring it together. My name is Kartika. So what is in my life journey? Because that's where you begin the YouTube journey starts with who you are first, right? So whenever you're sharing anything with the world, you want to bring your authentic foot forward, which means you want to share who you are. So any topic that you're talking about, whether it's business, technology, it has an element of you, your story, who you are in it for your audience to connect with you and to follow you, right? So I want to kind of give you a little background of what my story is, what caused me to jump into YouTube, and the journey ahead. Okay, is that okay, guys? Just type it's okay in the comments, just so that I
Sounds
also.
great.
Okay, good. So my journey begins back in 1991. I was born hypersensitive person. I grew up being physically bullied, emotionally bullied by my classmates and teachers, and the general story. It's not necessarily a new story, but it's what was my experience of life. So I grew up with a very low self-esteem, uh, always feeling small, always feeling inferior. So I felt very separated from people, and I developed a lot of social anxiety. So when I grew up with a lot of social anxiety, it eventually spiraled into me getting diagnosed with a disorder called panic disorder, which is a very high level of anxiety disorder. And because of panic disorder, I spiraled into depression as well. So my journey into personal development and spirituality started with me figuring out my own life, right? Because I was at a very suicidal period of my life, and I had like two options. Either I sought myself out and learned the deeper secrets of the universe and life, or I don't live at all, because it had come to that point. So in my journey of searching for answers to heal myself, and also just generally searching for answers throughout my life, I stumbled across teachings like law of attraction, positive mental attitude, mindfulness, spirituality, all of these different things. That was basically to save myself from myself, because I had become so negative and so suicidal that I had to figure something out. So that is where the journey begins. So, as I was figuring out myself in my life, I decided to go on YouTube and find other people who were teaching similar things, right? Because that's probably how, when you're going through a tough time in your life, you go to Google or you go to YouTube and you type out saying, how do I deal with negative thinking, or, how do I deal with hurt? And you'll find somebody who's been through the journey who helps you. So that's where I started. Before I started making YouTube videos, I was searching for content like this on YouTube. And eventually, I got so inspired by the teachers and trainers on YouTube that I decided maybe I should start. I mean, there's a little bit more of a story, but we don't have too much time here. But I started basically from being inspired by other teachers, and I started my journey on YouTube. So eventually, I healed myself of panic and anxiety and depression naturally by using a tool called mindfulness. And I also practice law of attraction, which is also what helps me attract a lot of the success in my life. I'm in terms of success is not just the silver play button, but also financially I'm on the top tax bracket at 28 years old. So there's a lot of different beautiful experiences that you create using the law of attraction, and that is essentially what I teach. So that became my purpose. So I decided, hey, if I could get out of all of this negative nonsense that was going on in my life, I can teach other people how to do that. So since 2011, I have been around teaching nearly 5 million people that's come through our channel, teaching thousands of people that's come through my academy and my offline courses. And this has been hundreds of thousands of people. We have seen results being recurring results of them getting through their life problems and reaching their highest purpose and their highest potential. And that is where my purpose began. It began to feel more real to me that this is why I came here. And that is why I continued teaching this stuff on YouTube as well. Okay, so far as this is my story. Did that help somebody? Did you relate to it? Just type relate in the comments, so I know that it's not boring anybody.
Karthik, I'll tell you one thing. Although I've heard this, it still gives me goosebumps because it inspires me even today. And I'm pretty sure for all those who are hearing this, Kartika is a perfect example of what we say, your mesh today becomes your message tomorrow. So what you're
Yeah.
going through today as a challenge is what tomorrow you can master and help someone to not go through the same. So if you're also inspired by what she has just said, her journey so far, then please go ahead and type inspired in the comment box so I know that you're all with me, because I am pretty much inspired knowing her, but still when she speaks, it still inspires me. So thank you, Kartika, and you can continue.
Awesome. So now we'll get into the YouTube side of things. Okay. So my journey in YouTube started in 2011. So there were two phases of YouTube that I went through. The first one was 2011 to 2018, where the only thing I knew was how to create and upload content, which I would say is doing YouTube wrong. Okay. Now, a lot of people will get scared here going, oh my God, all I've been doing is uploading content and nothing else. I'll teach you, this is why you're here in this class, so I can teach you how to do it right. So 2011 to 2018, I just created content, really good content, but I just kept uploading very, very consistently. It got me to about 10,000 subscribers in what 7 years, but I wasn't doing things right. After 2018 is when I actually figured out how YouTube works, and I'm going to show you the results of that. So 2018, we were at 10,000 subscribers. Post 2018 to about 2020, this year, March, we crossed 136,000 subscribers. So all that from just these two. Okay, can
now,
you guys?
let me just interrupt here for a moment. She's saying it very casually. As in, yeah, I was here, and then bas ye hua. Then I got 1,36,000. Now we are at 1,40. It's as if, it's as easy as having coffee, which she's doing. But let me tell you one thing, it's not an easy thing. You know this because if you're on this journey of uploading content and being an influencer or sending a message on YouTube, you know it's not easy. And the struggle part that she mentioned, for 7 years, she was putting it. She was not as if she was giving up at that point, and she went ahead with it. And also, when you crack the code, usually, people won't like to share the secrets because they are like, what if they're a little insecure, right? यार मेरे को कोड पता चल गया, मैं किसी को बोल दिया तो कहीं वो आगे निकल गया तो. But here's an example who's not from that background because she's a mindfulness coach. She knows that insecurities are not a part. And today she's willing to share it with you. And I think that is something that deserves a huge round of appreciation for her. So if you're with me, then please go ahead and write awesome in the comment box because this awesome is for you, Karthika. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so I hope, I don't know if you can still see my PPT.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, so I'm going to move to the next slide. Just tell me if you can. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes,
so
yes, I can.
What's your YouTube style? Okay. So getting straight to the YouTube mastery, there are two types of channels, essentially two types of channels. The first one is a personality channel, which means it's about you, who you are, your message, your passions, and you have to show your face, okay, when it comes to the personality channel. In this case, I call it collaborative, meaning you have to do some part of that work, which means you have to film yourself, you have to be talking, and then the rest you can outsource to someone else to do it. Like editing, you can outsource, scripting, you can outsource, but you still have to show yourself. And you can build the confidence to do that, and I'll get to that later. But then there's a second type of channel, and that is called a list channel. This is not, you don't have to show your face, you don't need to put your voice, you don't need to even participate in the videos. This is for those people who want to share some content, but you share it as a list. So what is a list? So there is a channel called Top 10s. Okay, you'll also find another channel called Top 5. So they make videos like, top 10 most beautiful places in the world, or top 10 scariest moments in movies, or whatever. So you are entertaining people or teaching people something without being present in the videos. You take content from somebody else's video, and there are ways to do this in a way that is copyright friendly. And you create content in such a way that you don't actually show up, but you're being of value to your audience. So this is called a list channel. Anything you do in a list channel, you can outsource to somebody else, which means you can go on something like Fiverr.com, which is a place where you can find people who can make the videos for you, do the audio narration for you, add the music for you, add the text, everything, and give you the entire video. And you just have to upload it online. Okay, so that is also possible with list channels. But if you're planning to do a personality channel like Abhay's channel or my channel, you can outsource some amount of it to somebody on Fiverr. They can maybe do your editing, your scripting, but you will have to show up on video and do it. Now, whatever you choose, you can always change it. You can mix match, you can do half, all of that is up to you. Okay, so these are two styles of YouTube. Now in the comments, I want you to just type in which style do you right now prefer. Do you prefer having a personality channel where you come and show up on camera? Or do you prefer having a list channel where you just outsource all the content to somebody else? Tell me in the comments right now. I can't see your comments, but I'm just assuming y'all are putting a comment. What about you, Abhay? Which one do you prefer?
Yeah, I've put it personality as an answer for my end. I've put it in the chat box also, and I'll also help you with the chat. So when somebody types it out, I'll read it for you. Okay?
Sure.
You don't need to worry.
Okay, cool.
So since there's a 10-second lag, it will take around 10 seconds to go ahead. But
Sure.
yes, I love the concept of these two things, personality channel and the list channel. So
Yeah.
Karthika, one quick question as we go ahead. I'm sure you will also cover it. But some of us feel that we are not good enough. कि हमारा चेहरा इतना अच्छा नहीं है, confidence नहीं है. So how do we work on that?
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I have it in a coming
excellent.
slide.
Superb,
So I'll
superb.
walk you
So
through
I'll
that.
just read out a few answers which I've got now. We have Gayatri, Mrugakshi, Arshit, Tanmay, who all say personality. We have Zui, who says Lish. And we have a mix and match also. We have Rashmita, who says personality. So the dominant answer here is personality.
Okay.
Karthika.
So good. So those who said personality, there's a blessing in that, and those who said list, there's a blessing in that, and I'll walk through that soon. But you can see here as an example, I put PewDiePie, who is one of the top highest. He has one of the highest subscribers on YouTube at 105 million subscribers. But he's a total personality channel. Why? Because his personality shines through the videos. He loves to talk over gaming. He loves to create funny videos, and people love him for that. So it's him being himself and getting paid a boatload of money and lots of good things that happen to him through that. But you also have top tens, which is 3.69 million, which these guys make a lot of money. And I'll tell you how all that works much later. Okay. So for now, what we're going to do in this masterclass is to understand YouTube a bit. Monetizing and making money off YouTube, maybe we can do that as a separate section. But both of these will work for you. Okay. And even a hybrid between them will work. Now, the question was, I'm scared of the camera, I don't feel good enough, I feel not confident. So here is the truth of it. Nobody, and I'm sure even Abhay would agree with me, I hope, is nobody starts off in front of the camera with extreme confidence. Nobody. Now I am 500 plus videos in. Okay. I do training throughout the day, every day, because that's my career. I'm always in front of the camera. But if you look at my very first video, it's there somewhere on YouTube. You should see, I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm looking far away in the distance, barely looking at the camera. I'm shaking, I'm nervous, and that's called being human. Okay, so the only way, in my opinion, to build confidence is firstly, keep doing it. Okay, so you learn on the job, you will keep building confidence as you keep going. Second tip, okay, so the first one, type it in the comments, is learning on the job. Okay, so just every time you do it, every time you make a video and you put it up, you're breaking through your brain patterns and you're getting better. Confidence builds on the job. So first one is on the job. Write it in the comments. Okay, first one is on the job.
On the job or OTJ, that's also okay.
Yeah, exactly. OTJ, on the job. That is the first way to get over this. The second way is you need to focus on the people. It's about them. It's about what you want to teach them, their lives. So ultimately, right now, I don't know you guys, you don't know me. But I've come here because I'm interested in what you guys are going to do with this content. So if I'm thinking about you guys and your lives, the focus is not on me, it's on you. So now I'm not interested in how you perceive me, what you're thinking. None of that is in my mind. What's in my mind is the content and how that's impacting you. So when somebody feels I'm not good enough, the focus is still on I. But the whole point of being a creator is not me, but it's a community thing. It's me and you. So how do I impact you? When your focus is on them, then half of your insecurities goes off because it's not about you ultimately. You're here to help somebody else with their problems. So it's about them and the problem you can solve. So that is the second one. Okay. So second one is focus on them. Okay. So write it in the comments. Second one is focus on them. Focus on them. So the first one is learn on the job. Keep doing it again and again. Remember, I'm 400, 500 videos in. So for me, it's natural. But it becomes natural as you practice. Anything you practice becomes second nature. But then the second...
Yeah. I remember the common mentor that we have, Blair Singer. So he says this, that the genius is in the audience. It's not about you, it's about them. And you put it in the right way today. So thank you for again saying that up. Thank you.
It really is. Okay. There will be, okay, let me just put out some blank statement here. You will have hate comments as you grow in your channel. There will be people who throw a lot of their crap on you. Now, am I saying this to scare you to not do it? No. I'm telling you, see, basically I'm a mindfulness teacher, so I understand the mind really well. The mind of, my own mind, as well as people and their insecurities and their pain and all of these things. But when you grow as a person, the whole journey to success in anything you're trying to be successful in is not about the end result, but who you're becoming in the journey. So you will evolve to a point where everything will happen naturally. You don't even have to think about it. It's like you do 100 videos and you look back, you'll notice the growth happened on its own. You didn't have to worry about growing. It happens, it's nature. So eventually you come to a point where even if you have negativity come to you, you feel somebody will point out your insecurities or somebody will say something. You will come to a point where you've grown so much that it doesn't you're able to move past it in an easier way. Of course, you're always welcome to study things like personal development and mindfulness to go beyond your mental issues, your mind. All that is like secondary stuff which you can do later. But the more you practice, the more you evolve in your YouTube journey, you evolve even as a person. So all this concern will take care of itself as you grow in your journey. That is essentially the thing that I want to tell you. There's one more thing. There's a third point. The third point on how to get over this camera shy thing is actually visualizing. If you go there in your mind, you'll go there in your body. If you can visualize yourself being confident in front of the camera, living in your heart. So when I say living in your heart, it's about them. It's about you spreading good energy, love to them, whatever you want to teach them, technology, business, social media marketing. It's about them. You're living through love and service, and you're visualizing yourself being confident. It actually affects the way that you do it. Now, is that what I did? Not necessarily, but because I teach all of these things, I know the power of how visualization can affect your performance. So these are 3 tools to take back when it comes to being scared of the camera or feeling not good enough. Okay, there is 1,000 more I can tell you, because feeling not good enough comes from your past, from your traumas, from your pains, and you do need to work on those. But that is a personal development class and not a YouTube class. But you get what I'm trying to say. All of these are things you can work on and get above it as you practice, and you get into, you just start and just keep going. Okay, is that making sense? Just start making sense in the comments, guys, just to know if it's making sense.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, cool. So I'll just go to a couple of now the little technical issues of how YouTube works. So on the screen, you will see key elements of success on YouTube. There are 7. And you will notice one of them, people would think it's consistency. Like you said, you had someone on last time who's like, it's about consistency, putting up 2 videos a day. Now, the way I see YouTube is slightly different from that. There are 7 major things that I have seen that has caused success. And I'm going to explain all of them now. So I want you guys to make notes of these, okay? So the first one is SEO title. Now, don't get scared by that word. I know it sounds really weird, but it's very simple. SEO means search engine optimized title. What does that mean? It means, what are people searching for? Make videos on that. So let's say somebody is searching for, how to tie a tie. Okay, let's say how to tie a tie is what they're searching for. And that's your field that you can talk to them about. Literally title your videos on what people are searching for, not what you want to call your video. So most people make this mistake all the time. Out of 100 videos, 70 of them is what you want to title it. And that's not something people would search for. So always create videos on what people would search for. Now, how do you find that out? I will tell you in 5 seconds. Okay, just bear with me. So SEO title means whatever people are searching for, make videos on that around your topic. I'll get to that again in some time. The second point, okay, you guys, I hope you all are following me so far. Just make videos on titles that people are searching for. Okay, just start following if you're following me so far. Now,
awesome.
Good. The second one is pop out thumbnails with branding. What does that mean? That also sounds scary. Simple. You have competitors in your industry. Okay, which means if you're in the tech world, you'll have other people who are in the tech world. If you're in the spiritual world, you'll have other people in the spiritual world on YouTube. There will be competition, but you need to pop out. It's been like a general thing around, success in any form of business is you need to pop out. And for that, you need to make thumbnails that actually pop out. And you have something in the thumbnail that tells people it's your videos. Meaning you can put your logo, or you can put your face, or you can put something that shows people, hey, it's Varun's video, or this person's video. It's not just some other videos, it's this person's videos. So branding is important in your thumbnails. What works is having a expressive face, showing the white of your eyes. All of that works. So when you have expression, it's called the 3 E's. Okay, just type 3 E's: excitement, okay, emotion, and eyes. Excitement. So you show excitement in the video. You show, this is for personality channels. Okay, you can do this for list as well if you choose to with somebody else's face. But you show excitement, you show emotion, and you show your eyes. These are ways in which your thumbnails can pop out. Okay, so pop out thumbnails are important. Third, obviously, great content. Okay, about 12 minutes is a general consensus of what works well. But if you have bakwas content, people are not going to stay on it for too long, which you already know. So content must be really, really good. So know your field, study your field so well that you are not just reproducing someone else's content, but you're finding your own understanding, your own unique angle to some content and put that out. Okay, so third is great content. So far we talked about making titles of what people are searching for. Make your thumbnails pop out. Okay, know who your competitors are. So I'll teach you how all of that is done in 2 minutes, but I'm just kind of getting you there slowly, walking you to that point. The fourth one is engagement. This is where most people fail. Most people will make a 12-minute video and just talk. It's just information coming out of their mouth. But the only way for YouTube to know if your video is good or not is how people react to it. And the only way for YouTube to know people are reacting to it is if you tell people to react to it, which means you get them to comment. Say, hey, if you understood this point, type understood in the comments. Or if you like this affirmation, affirm this in the comments. This is something I do because I teach a lot of law of attraction on my channel. So get people to comment as much as possible. The more comments, likes, shares, engagement you have in a video, the more the YouTube algorithm thinks it's amazing and it pushes it up in the search volumes. Okay. And then I'll suggest it to other people and you have the recommended list and all of those things. Don't worry about it. Just worry about engagement. Okay. So far, you guys following? Just type following.
We have one question from Archit here, which is regarding thumbnail. So would you like to address that now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the question, I'll first read it out for you. It says that, but our channel needs to be verified for choosing a customized thumbnail. So we get a default thumbnail if not verified. So how do we change that? How do we change the thumbnail?
Yeah, so you're going to have to work on all the other stuff like engagement, content, and then bring your channel up to a point where you can get verified. So as of now, custom thumbnail is fine. It doesn't affect the YouTube algorithm. So think of it this way.
So is there like a number of subscribers limit to it that after that only it gets verified?
Yeah, it does. So I'm not exactly sure how much it is now, but I believe it used to be something like 500 or something like that. You'll have to Google it up.
Because when I started my channel at around, I think 150 subscribers only, I got verified because it's very simple. You just on that thumbnail, if you click, then you can get an option. So Archit, we can try that out and I'm pretty sure that it will get verified very soon. So the blue tick verification is a different concept. This is just for you to put a customized thumbnail, which I don't think there is as such any requirement of 1000 subscribers or 500. Even at 150, I got verified. So you can too. So yeah, thank you so much.
I'm a little dusty on what's the beginning because I've been on YouTube since 2011. So I know the rules from back then in terms of beginning. Today, you just Google up what do you need for verification. Things may have changed. But I'm talking about how to rank on YouTube today in 2020. What are the things that work? When it comes to the beginning of your channel, if you're just starting, just Google up, what you need to get verified, all of those things, and get that out of the way. If it says 100 subscribers, get that. If it says 1000, get that. If it says nothing, you just have to go to settings and click on enable, do that. It doesn't matter. You figure that part out. That is the introduction or the beginning part of your channel. I am saying once your channel is up, okay, even if you don't have the ability to put custom thumbnails right now, that's okay. You skip this part, do custom thumbnails when it's enabled for you. Okay? Is that okay, fine, Abhay?
Yes, absolutely great. Archit, I hope that answers your question. And thank you for that question because the ones who are starting, we all have these small things which are very important at that point. So glad you brought it up, and I hope that answers your question. We have
Yeah.
Deep who have mentioned that I've added a custom thumbnail to my very first video also. So I'm pretty sure Archit Deep can also help you out in that. Thank you once again.
Yeah.
Kartika, you can continue.
Yeah, so I think in the backend there's a setting called enable custom thumbnails. If you go to the settings of your channel, and it should be able to do it, because back in the day, back in 2011, you had to reach a certain amount in order for certain things to be enabled and certain things to be working. So if it's normal, just go find out how it's done and it'll be fine. Okay, cool. So now we have three more points here. Fifth one is keep people on YouTube. What does that mean? It means after your video, tell them, instead of just ending the video, just say, hey, I have more. If you want more tips like this, go to this playlist. Or you can say, hey, this is my 5 tips. If you want 5 more, go to this playlist. So you get people to keep watching your videos over and over again and keep them on YouTube. The more you can keep getting people engaged in YouTube and not get them off of YouTube, the algorithm pushes you up as well. So they favor videos and channels that keep their audience inside of YouTube continuously. So, for example, if you do a series, maybe you have it's like a TV series, let's say Big Bang Theory, right? It has episode 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have these episode type things, for example, I'm just giving an example, and you give a playlist to that and say, if you want the next episode, click here, or if you want the previous episode, click here. As long as you find a way to keep people on YouTube and not take them off, the algorithm thinks your channel is epic because it's getting so much of engagement, and it pushes your videos and your channel up on the search. Now, what is search? It means when people search for a topic, they see your video or on that page, and I'll show you how to do that very soon. Okay, so I hope you guys are giving a little advanced things because we don't have much time, but just think of it this way: keep them on YouTube however possible by sharing another video or getting them to get on a playlist or something, but just keep them on the YouTube platform. Okay, so this is the fifth one. Now let me go back to sixth. Okay, sixth one is similar metadata. Now, what is metadata? Don't get scared again. All this, why I was listening to it as a beginner, I'd be so freaked out. It's pretty easy. Metadata is nothing but the way you title your video, okay, the way you describe your video, and the tags you give. So if you're giving a video that says, how to tie a tie, for example, that's your title. Same thing you'll write in your description in the first line that says, how to tie a tie, watch this video for knowledge on how to tie a tie. So you put the words how to tie a tie on your title, on your description, as well as your keywords. So in the keyword also you'll put how to tie a tie. Okay, so you want to keep this metadata similar. You can also do one more trick, which is if your channel is about ties, for example, you can put that everywhere. You can put it on, so your keywords, how to tie a tie, you can put it on every single video that you put up. So YouTube understands that your channel is about ties. So anytime someone types tie or how to tie a tie on YouTube, your videos get suggested because YouTube thinks, okay, this person's videos are all about ties. You understand what I'm saying? So if it's about cooking, you put cooking on all your videos. If it's about spirituality, you put spirituality in the keyword section of all your videos. That's called similar metadata. Now the sixth point, we can talk about it a lot more, but just for now, think of the first thing I told you, which is your title, your description, and your keywords should match. If you're going to make a video on how to make a chocolate cake, it should be on your title, your description, and your keywords. You guys understanding what I'm saying? Just type understanding in the comments. Abhay, did you understand similar metadata?
Very well explained. Simple. It should all be aligned, be it the title, the description, and the tags also. And if your channel is based on a core topic, so say for example, if it's personality development, then make sure that that's there in the tags and also in the description. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can continue.
Similar metadata. And the final one is analytics. This one I would suggest for those people who are having at least 5 videos on their channel, so you have something to actually analyze. So what is analytics? I'll go to that. So analytics is basically checking out how your channel is doing and how your videos are doing. So if you look at the screenshot on the left, you see it says views are up by 2,39,000. You're getting, so you see the views, you see the watch time. Watch time means how long people are actually watching your videos. You see the number of subscribers, you see your estimated revenue. All of these things you can make out if you look at the analytics of each video. You can see whether your video is doing good or whether your video is doing bad. What is the good part of that is that if it's doing good, you can do more videos like it. If it's doing bad, you can change things around and see whether it performs better. So you basically have an experimental lab, okay, where you experiment and see what can be improved. So you get to understand that through your analytics. So when you go on YouTube, you'll have a creator studio. I'll show you all that in the back end. You will be able to see your analytics, and I'll show you all that in a few seconds. Okay, so far you've understood these are the key elements that you need to know for you to make YouTube into a successful thing. Now, don't get scared by these words. Don't get scared by how big these are. It took me 9 years to get here. So take time, breathe, relax. You'll find your way through all of these. You don't have to do it overnight. Okay. So just gonna talk a little bit more about SEO and metadata here. Okay. So I'm just gonna step off onto another. This is our last slide. Then we'll take questions. But I'm just going to step off over to YouTube right now. So let me see if I can stop my screen share and share. Hold on. Share one more screen, which is my YouTube screen. Let me just have a look.
So, Karthika, meanwhile, we have a quick question from Deep, which says that in the analytics, there were a few graphs which were showing, right? So, what exactly were these graphs about is what Deep is asking.
I'm going to show you that right now. So you should see a blank YouTube screen in front of you. Do you see it?
No, currently it's still us together. I don't see a screen.
Still us? It says sharing this tab on StreamYard. Okay, let me try sharing it again. Okay, let's see. So I'm sharing my Chrome tab, YouTube tab. Do you see it? Do you have to give me permission?
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. It's on screen.
So you will see a blank YouTube screen. I don't have a home page and I don't have all that because I've disabled it because it's very distracting to me. But I'm going to show you this SEO thing right now. So give me a topic that you guys are working on, or give me any topic that you want to make videos on, and I'll show you how to do the SEO work for that. So just type a topic on the chat and I'll help you out. Okay, or Abhay, you can give me a topic as well.
Yeah, so for now, let us go ahead with digital marketing. Is that okay?
Okay, so digital marketing, let's just look at that. Now, all of us are blessed with the fact that YouTube is a search engine, which means whatever people are looking for, you can see it here. So you can make videos on topics that are already here. So you see, if I type digital marketing, you have digital marketing tutorial for beginners, digital marketing course in Hindi, digital marketing kya hai, digital marketing full course, digital marketing in Tamil. You have a lot of different things that you can already make videos on. But there's one technique that works all the time. If I type digital marketing as a topic or cooking or whatever, and I just put an alphabet A, just put the first alphabet of the alphabets A, you will see suddenly all these things people are searching for. Digital marketing as a career, digital marketing answers, digital marketing agency business plan. If I put B, again, you have all of these topics that you can make. Now, you're not going to make videos on all of these. Whatever you have expertise on, you can make videos on. So it says digital marketing for business, for beginners, digital marketing best course, all of digital marketing books, digital marketing benefits. All of these are topics you can make videos on because people are searching for it. Same thing, C, D, E, go on and you'll find all these topics people are searching for. Now, you can also do the same thing. Here, you can type what, and you'll see what digital marketing is in Hindi, what digital marketing courses are available, what is digital marketing all about. Then you can type something like why digital marketing is important, why digital marketing is important for business, why digital marketing is important for your career, for your future. All of these are topics people are looking at because it's showing up on the Google search or YouTube search, and so there is an audience for this particular topic. Same thing you can type for how. Okay, how digital marketing works, how digital marketing earns money, you can make videos on this. So you guys finding this of value? Just have value. So this is how I know.
This is one of
Yeah.
the simplest methods ever explained. Just go ahead, and YouTube as a search engine is something which is absolutely great, because that's what we do today, right? So more than
Yeah.
a streaming platform, today it's a search engine. So the way you have explained, asking questions at the beginning, WH questions, and then towards the end you can have different letters, and then have topics already ready on which you
Yeah.
can create videos. So that was very simple, and that added a lot of value. We are getting a lot of people who are typing in value in the comment box. So yes, thank you, Kartika, and you can continue.
Yes. So searching for topics is the most biggest headache for us creators, right? But we don't need to search for topics. It's there, it's in front of us. So one tool that I don't know if Abhay is using, but I definitely love is this thing called vidIQ. Okay, so vidIQ, even one of our trainers, Sebastian, also recommends. So vidIQ is a plugin. It's a Chrome plugin that tells you how good your topic is. Okay, so I've written digital marketing here. vidIQ shows me it's a high score, which means it's a really good topic because a lot of people are searching for it. Okay, so search volume is in the green, 77. If you see it on my right, you see 77. And you see the competition is low, which means if you make videos on this topic, you're very well likely to be successful in it because there are not many people are competing on this topic, and you are getting a lot of people looking for information on this. So this is how it shows me that it's a really good topic to do. So you can get this vidIQ. There is a free 30-day trial and stuff, and you can just understand how to do it. Now, I understood two ways. One is I just see it on Google. I just type here and see what people are looking for. The second is I can use vidIQ to tell me how good this topic is. There's one more method. Third method. I know I'm giving you too much because it's going to go over your head, but just go through the recording of this video, this session a few more times, and it'll make sense. If I type digital marketing and I go to filters and I type view count, okay, I put view count as my filter, and I also put the year. So this year, I'll be able to see all of the video topics that did super well this year. Okay. So I can copy those topics or copy those titles and make my own unique content over that. So for example, how to top in board exams and join the digital marketing course, that's got 2.1 million views made 6 months ago. So this is something people are looking for. So you can look down again, see all of these are things that people are looking for that have done well. Okay, so you can make topics like that. Now, some of these will be in a language that you don't know because I have a VPN on. VPN means virtual private network. So my YouTube is not India specific right now. But what I'm trying to say is you'll find a lot of these cool videos. So here, is digital similar to digital marketing, blah, blah, blah. You see there are topics that you can copy off. You will also find competitors. So you see here, on your right, you see trending videos. This one is in some other language, but it talks about digital marketing. So you know that there is a lot of potential on this particular field of digital marketing. Okay, so there are a couple of tools in which you can use. There's one more like going to Google Trends, trends.google.com, type in your keyword and see how it's performing, and you will be able to figure out what titles to use, what kind of videos to use. There's a lot to teach you guys, but just think of it this way. Start with just that first one I taught you, which is type your topic and then type A, B, C, or type your topic and add the WH questions, and then start doing that. Okay, take the basic strategy from this. But what I'm telling you is that there's so many ways in which you can pick out how to create or what content to create your videos on. You guys finding this helpful? Okay, just take the basic from whatever I'm telling you because
Yes,
it's kind of complex. Yeah, okay. Now we're going to get into analytics. So I'm going to go to my YouTube studio. Okay, so this is what YouTube studio looks like. It will tell you your top performing videos on the top right. Okay, and you'll see in the last 48 hours how many views did you get. So if I go to channel analytics, so someone asked what is all of this graphs and what does it mean? So there are 5 tabs, very important tabs. One is called the overview. Overview is how's your channel performing generally. So if I show you the overview and I scroll down, it'll show me the top videos on my channel, how many views it's got. It'll show me the average view duration, which means how long are people watching my videos. So if it is 10-minute video, how long are they getting to? Maybe 3 minutes average. Okay, or average they're getting to 4 minutes. Why is that important for me? Because I'll know why they're dropping off. If I know that they're only watching for 3 minutes, what is happening at the third minute that something is going, it's not capturing their attention, so they're dropping off. So I get to understand how my videos are doing and where I can change and what I can do better in my next videos. So it shows you all of these things. If I scroll down and I click on see more, don't get scared. Okay, it will show me what my videos are doing. So you see the views, the view duration, the percentage viewed, all of that you'll understand when you get into the backend. But it teaches you a lot about your videos and what's happening. When you understand what's happening, you can change it. So traffic source, for example. Traffic source is where are these people coming from who are watching my videos? So are they just browsing on YouTube and they find it? Is it coming in their suggested video feed? Is it on from YouTube search? So I get to know how many are coming from which all sources. This helps me a lot because now I can choose how to strategize my videos. If it's only coming from my own subscribers, then I can make videos that are more related to myself as a personality. If it's coming from people searching, then I'll make more videos that give them the direct answer. So it basically helps you understand your content better. Viewer age. Look at this. Most of my people are 25 to 34-year-olds. So that gives me an immediate edge because now I can make videos that are specifically for these guys, right? For their age group. Gender, I have more females than I have male. So this is also awesome because I can make a lot of female-centric videos as well that get more engagement, more love from people, more relatability, all of those things. Revenue sources. I can see which videos have made. Okay, so I'm getting most of my revenue from ads playing on my videos. Helps you understand a lot about your thing. So I'm not going to go into each of these things, so it'll take me forever to explain it. But basically, when you understand your like let's say I say lifetime, I'll understand how my channel is doing, which year. See, July 3rd is when I had the biggest spike in my ad revenue and in my YouTube revenue and my transaction revenue. Biggest spike. Why? I will have to figure that out because I have to look into it. But you see how things work. Okay, you guys understand what I'm trying to show you is not to understand each part of it now, but we're looking at analytics to understand how to do better. Okay, which videos are working, what is working. And you can do this for everything. You can see your thumbnails, how your thumbnails are working. You can see your titles, how your titles are working. Everything can be seen and understood so you can do a better job on your channel. That is what I mean by analytics. Guys, understanding? Just type understanding.
Amazing what Karthika has just done. I'm pretty sure all the viewers who are watching this, you know this, right? It's not easy to share who you truly are in terms of your channel and then go and show the analytics at the back end, what is happening. Most of us, we try to hide things, but here we have someone who's giving it all. She has nothing to hold back because she honestly believes in giving value to all of you, and that is something which is again great. And for that, I would request all of you to again go ahead and type "well done, Karthika" WDK in the comment box, because that's something which is awesome. And I honestly think that being transparent has given us that opportunity to learn something amazing. So thank you very much, Karthika, and something which is absolutely great. Thank you once again. So the last few minutes, the last around 5 to 10 minutes, we would reserve for questions. So at this point, if anyone in the audience has a question, please go ahead and type it in the chat box. So it takes around 10 seconds for us to see the question. So after that, I would take up around 3 to 4 questions and then we can address it. And that is how we can then have a closure to this masterclass. But very honestly, I would again say this thing that I had searched for a lot of videos on YouTube on, how to grow your channel and all of that, since the lockdown has enabled us to be at home and do something which is of value. So this video masterclass with you right now has given me much more value than all of the videos which I have seen. So thank you so much once again. We have one question which is from Varun, which I would address, and then you can go ahead and answer. So Varun says, Varun Khandelwal, hello Karthika ma'am, a very good afternoon to you. At the start of the session, you said that at a particular point in your life, you used to feel depressed. So would you please elaborate how did you come out of that state of mind? Because currently we see a lot of people in a competitive space or in a space wherein there's nothing much to do. We are feeling depressed. So what is your quick solution, if you can, about how did you come out of it in your own life? So Varun, this one is for you. Yes, Karthika, please go ahead.
Okay, so Varun, thank you for the question. I think you have given expression to something that's on pretty much everybody's mind, and we don't want to think about it, we don't want to talk about it, but it's important. Now, I'm like I said, for me, the tool that I use is mindfulness. What I would, I don't know if I have permission to do this, Abhay, but mindfulness is something I can't give you a quick answer to, but I have a free training coming up on the 19th. If you guys are okay, it's a free training, it's on Zoom. Y'all can come for it, where I go through, it's a 2 hour class on mindfulness. It talks about my entire journey, how I understood where the pain was coming from, how I released it, and how I teach people and all of their successes. So if you're open to it, I can give you a link to come and register for that. But the tool that I used was mindfulness. To give you a small understanding of how it works is, right now you're suffering because of a thought about your life, a thought about the competitive situation, a thought about, or thoughts, okay, let's say it that way. Those thoughts are causing certain chemical responses in your body, feeling a certain way. You might feel like a wet blanket is over you. You may not even feel like getting up. Depression is, it's literally depressed, you're really pressed down. And there is a lot of mental chatter, a lot of psychological fighting that we're doing with life. The more you resist your life, the more depressed we get. The more you fight your life, you judge it. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad. I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. The more energy we give it, the more it has power over us. It makes us feel down. So, what mindfulness essentially does is it works at the level of your thoughts to release those thoughts. It works at the level of your emotions, your anxiety, panic, jealousy, anger, addiction, all of that. And it helps you observe it and release it. The moment you release it, like guys, it's 2 hour training, that I condense, but your nervous system changes. There's a neuroscience background to mindfulness, there's a Buddhist background, although we don't practice religion with mindfulness, but there's a lot of spiritual teachers, enlightenment, all of this that specify on how mindfulness changes your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, your neural pathways, your physical cellular structure, your physical brain structure. Everything changes through this one practice. So I teach that. So if you're welcome, you're always welcome, all of you, to come and take that training. It's a 2 hour training, and you learn more about it. So I would probably like you guys to, I feel like I would do a disservice to you if I just try to answer that in a small sentence. So I would invite you guys to come for that, if I can just send a link.
Yes, please, not a problem at all. You can share the link with us and we'll put it on the chat box so that everybody would then see it as a comment. So yeah, Varun, I hope that answers your question. Although it was a non-YouTube based question, but I still addressed it for a reason, because that is currently on our minds and things happening around. So that is why it was important. So I hope, Varun, that answers your question. Is there anyone who has any question with respect to YouTube in terms of how you grow your channel or anything related to that? Then we'll take a quick questions. We have around 7 minutes before we wind off. So if there's anything that you would like to ask, this is a golden opportunity. Please go ahead and type it in the chat box. And we sometimes might feel कि यार ये तो silly question है, everybody would see, they would laugh, but don't worry about it, because not always do we get an opportunity to learn from someone who has actually achieved it in their life. So meanwhile, as the questions would come in, we have one which is from Deep Patel, which I would love to address. It says, in your YouTube analytics, what does external mean in the traffic sources?
Good. External is traffic that's coming from outside of YouTube. So let's say I shared my links on Facebook, or someone else shared my link on Facebook or some other platform like Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever. How much of traffic is coming from those external sites? Maybe it's someone's blog or website and stuff like that. So that is what external traffic means.
So, Adeep, I hope that answers your question. Thank you, Kartika, for that. Just adding on to this question, so does that mean that if a channel has to grow organically or rapidly, then probably YouTube search se zyada search hona chahiye? Is it something like that as compared to the external searches?
Yes. So, in my opinion, I think organic searches trumps external by a long shot, because there is so much of activity on YouTube constantly throughout the day. There are billions of people active on YouTube, and see, the thing is, ultimately, what are you doing? You're here to solve people's problems, and at least there must be 1 million people with the same problem that you can solve, right? And they are looking for it online. All you have to do is show up in front of them. So if you can do your, like I said, the metadata properly and get good engagement on your videos, make good content, great thumbnails, just do it right, and you do it for 33 videos. So there's this rule called the 33 rule. do it for 33 videos, so you can see your channel growing. If you do it for one video and you're like, "Arey, kab hoga? I don't know," that's not how it works. You need to let your videos proliferate on the internet. Let people find it, engage on it, let it grow. I do believe that organic traffic views are powerful that way, because there's so much more traffic on YouTube at all times than on your friend's Facebook page where they shared your link. So I do believe your question is right about the organic one. And my channel has grown completely organically. I never share. The only place I've shared my channel is on my Facebook page, and my Facebook page barely has a reach of like 10 people. So, but I've grown completely organically. So definitely a powerful.
Thank you so much for answering that. I hope that answers your question. So one quick question, Kartika. What should be the ideal consistency for a small channel if it wants to grow up? Is it like one video a day, one video in 2 days? What do you recommend as a frequency?
Yeah, I was expecting this question. So, if you remember, Abhay, what Sebastian shared in his last masterclass. Sorry, you were not there, you were in MTS. So we were at GCF, and one of our trainers, Sebastian, he was sharing. His thing is one video a week, so one video a day, and all that is crap. Okay, now don't get offended when I say that. His logic is, you need to give your channel space to grow. You need to give YouTube algorithm space to understand and proliferate your videos around the platform. If you're going to keep bombarding the algorithm with videos all the time, I personally do believe him. I don't believe that it's one video a day, 2 videos a day, or as many videos as you make, you get more traction. I don't believe that. My channel has grown pretty much on one video a week, sometimes one video a month, but it depends on your videos. So I want to actually jump over on, if I can I jump again on YouTube? Is that okay?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please.
So I just want to show you a video of mine, that just a couple of viral videos of mine to help you understand. So let me go back to YouTube. And let me go to my studio. And I'm going to go to videos, and I'm going to filter it out for them. Okay, so if you look at my videos, I'm just going to scroll down because I have a lot of them. But you will find that the duration between some of my videos that have gone viral, which is like 600,000, 500,000, 500,000 views, you'll find the duration between them is crazy, like sometimes months in between them. But those are the videos that did so well that it pushed the channel up. So I'm personally not of the opinion that you make one video a day or something. I'm of the opinion that as long as you're making one video a week, you're good to go. Even if you're doing one video a month. I think this consistency thing is not for the algorithm, but for the fact that you want to keep your community engaged and keep your community, knowing that you're going to make a video and they anticipate it and then they watch it the moment you release a video. I think it's for that. But if you look at these ones, like look at this Law of Attraction Sleep Technique. Okay, 500,000 views. But you look at the previous video was October 31st. So this one that goes 500,000 views is November 11th, and you see the previous one is on October 31st. It's like a week or 10 days prior, and that's only at 6,000 views. But then again, you see the one after that in November 18th, the week after, it's got 175,000 views. But then the one after that is, another couple of weeks in, and it's 23,000. So you see, it's not so much about the timing of when I've put the videos, but actually about the content. So a sleep technique, something that people really want to program their mind for success, all of those things, that trumps the number of times I post it on my channel. You know what I mean? So according to me, in my humble opinion, I think it's not about the number of times you put up a video, but I think it's about the power of the content that you're putting up. And the consistency is more to do with the fact that you're building a community than to do with the algorithm, in my opinion. Okay, but you do your own experimenting. Don't believe anything in face value. Anybody says anything, you experiment first and then you see. In my experiments, it's not about making consistent videos, because if you see my videos, my recent videos, let me just try to go back to my very first page. Okay, now you look at my recent videos, you will see some of them are doing really well, like 20,000 views. That was June 15th. And then after that, not so many views. Why? Because of the topics, right, that I'm discussing. This is exactly what I'm saying. So it's not about consistency, it's about the power of what you're talking about, in my opinion. Okay, so you look at this most powerful visualization technique, 52,000, and that was in June, okay, last month. How? But then the previous video is half of that, and it's on the shocking truth about me that you did not know. Things that depends on your topic, I believe. So, in my opinion, I don't believe in the whole every single day one. It's totally up to you. I want you guys to experiment and have a look. I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much, Kartika. I hope that question is answered. We'll take one last question, and then so typically when we end the entire masterclass or any training, we take something called as a one word, wherein the participants would then type out what's the one word learning that they have. So I request all the participants who are currently viewing this live, please go ahead and keep sharing your one word in the chat box. So in the comments below, so that by the time it's addressed, the last question is addressed, we can then read it out for Kartika. So there are two questions. One is by Archit and Tanmay. So I'll take Tanmay's question in this case. Archit, your question we can then answer offline also. Okay. So the question is that what are the different things that you do in the video which gives you a boost to the number of views and subscribers? So what are the different things that we can do to engage our audience so that we can improve our views and subscribers?
Okay.
So Kartika, if you would like to address that.
I would invite you to go check out my channel and see my recent videos. One thing is you can in the beginning of your video put some super dramatic Ekta Kapoor style clip. Okay, that gets them into like, oh my god, what's going to happen in this video? So you can have some dramatic music and like face, like zoom into your face and be like, this one technique has changed the lives of so many people and da 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 whatever. That gets people hooked in the beginning, so they actually continue watching your video. Then so they know that it's like you can keep a dialogue that is from your video and then copy paste it in the beginning, so they know that the dialogue is coming up at some point in your video. It's kind of like future pacing. So they're like, oh, this interesting thing is in the beginning, I'm waiting to see when it shows up in the video. So when they get into the video, you get them to ask them questions, get them to comment, talk about things that are relatable. Like one thing I do is I say things like, hey, if you're here to create a new life, you're in the right place. And I'm going to share something with you that's going to help you create the life you want without having to waste more time and energy searching around everywhere else. So I've already touched their pain point, because at this point they're like 500 videos in, they're trying to find the answer. So they connect with me more, they engage with me more. When I'm already telling them, listen, I know it's painful, but I'm here to just stop that search for you and I'll give you the answer direct. So that connects with them. Then I tell them, okay, this is point 1, point 2. You understood these two? Write understood in the comments. Or write something else in the comments. Then I say, this is point 3, point 4. If you understood this, write this in the comments. So you keep getting them to I'm telling you everything I know. Okay, so just take it at face value, practice it, and you will see that the more people comment, engagement goes up. Towards the end, you can ask them a question. You can put a poll that says, will you use this technique? If you will, just type yes or click yes or type yes, whatever. Just find ways to communicate with them. Think of them like a class. You're teaching a class and get them to engage, and that should work.
Absolutely great, super. Thank you so much, Kartika. And okay, so we'll take Archit's question because he has put it. And one last question. Is that okay with you, Kartika? Would you like to take that? A final question. Thank you. So one of the biggest challenges for a small channel is to grow initially. So what do you think is the best way to reach out to your audience so that because you don't have a base formed at that point? So do you support Facebook and Instagram advertising? That is what he's saying. So do you support advertising or boosting, or would you prefer organically? So meanwhile, as Kartika is answering this question, I again request all of you who are watching this, please go ahead and type in your one word what you have learned from this session in the comment box, so we can then address it to Kartika towards the end. So please go ahead and type it right now. So yes, Kartika, do you recommend in terms of boosting your videos, or do you prefer organic?
Okay. So the good thing about YouTube algorithm is it doesn't care if you're a new channel, old channel, brand new, you started today, doesn't matter. You can still rank in the first page of the search if you just title your videos and you get good engagement. Now, even if you have 10 people commenting, okay, and somebody else's video has 1 million people commenting, your video still can go above their video just because you have fresh new engagement. So I personally have never run a Facebook ad in my life, okay? Never run any ads ever, but I've grown organically from scratch because I have a topic that I started in 2011. South Indian girl teaching spirituality. Who is going to watch that? Nobody. I had like 5 views, 2 views, and max 100. You grow organically. You're totally, see, it's your channel, it's your life. You want to do it, you do it. I'm not saying it's wrong. You do it. It's an additional source. But in my opinion, the quality of people that you attract is stronger when they are actually looking for the content versus you advertising for a certain content. It's like webinars, right? Like I have done, so I was working with Success Gyan for a while. I love them. And they were basically pushing me to a crowd who did not know me. And so for me to convert them into my courses and all that, tank, nothing, zero. Even though they want the information, but they have no connection with me. So they don't trust me. But then when I have my own audience and I'm growing it organically, it's a stronger thing. So in my opinion, I think you should do a balance if you're beginning. Do that as well. But I would also just really just dive into SEO, getting organic leads. So you have a great group of people who really connect with you and who you are. So I think it could be a balance between the two. Go for it, no issues. But I personally have not done it throughout my life. I never did it. So it's just most of like just title it what people are searching for, and it's better than spending money on ads, in my opinion.
Thank you so much, Karthika. That was absolutely great. I hope that answers the question to Archit. We have a lot of words which are coming in the comment box, which I would then address, and then I'll have your final closing comments, and then we are good to go with our session. So we have a lot of answers. We have first, which was by Tanmay, who says analytics. We have then as SEO as the word. We have listing. We have personality as a word coming up. Engagement. We have trends. We have confidence, personality again, dedicated, motivated, confidence, mindfulness is here, analytics, and giving a head start is what has been said here. And everyone out there is thanking you for the efforts that you have put in. And Archit says it was very, very constructive, something that we can all take value and all practical tips throughout. So Karthika, once again, it's been an honor to host you. I have known you unofficially, but today I have called you here officially and you have obliged without even thinking twice and you have added great value. So that would be my one word for the session today. That is nothing but value. And I hope that you keep inspiring, and with the silver button which I see behind you, make space for a gold one, because I'm pretty sure it's going to come very, very soon.
I have
So all
space. I visualize my. So I am a law of attraction teacher, practitioner, mindfulness as well. So I saw this in my head a few months before I actually materialized it. So that video that went viral, that is from me seeing it in my head. So I'm telling you guys to visualize your success, see it before it happens. So you also make space for it on your wall, make space for your buttons, because all that affects your energy. If you're somebody who doesn't believe in the law of attraction yet, your time will come. You will believe it one day, it will work. And I made space for it, and it actually. So I've made space for the golden one. It's coming along very nicely, I might say.
Absolutely great. All the best in that. And thank you so much once again for being a part here. So before we call it off, what are your views towards the end? How are you feeling? You have given a lot of value to people. They are responding with their answers. So one quick conclusion from your end. Closing comments.
My closing comments to you guys is live in your hearts. If you're doing YouTube, you want to help people, come from the right space. Don't come from the thing of, I just need to grow my channel or just need to make money. Those are byproducts of being of value to people. If you're of value to people, your channel will grow anyway, because you'll have loyalty in your channel than just people just looking for answers everywhere. You'll become the authority in your space. So my major thing to you is, whatever you're doing, whether it's a list channel, whether it's a personality channel, have the love of people in your heart. Just teach, train, and it's about them. I think that's what I would tell you. It's about them at the end of the day.
Absolutely great. So it's not about me, it's about you always and always as a takeaway. So thank you so much, Karthika. For those who haven't already, please go and check her channel out. It's called as Synchro Shakti, and definitely go ahead and subscribe it, because she puts amazing videos as you saw today, the kind of value that she gives. So I wish you all the best for your next golden button, and I'm pretty sure we'll do a call once again when you have that, and we'll then map the journey of how this has all been. So thank you for all the viewers who have stayed back till the end.